Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to play as animals, other gang members, and secret characters. So this is one of the things I was looking forward to the most with RDR2 coming to PC, mods. And it looks like we've gotten a handful of mods that allow us to actually change our character model. So in order to start this, you're going to need a couple of things. And trust me, at first I thought this was going to be complicated. I am horrible with modding, and it wasn't all that hard for me. So if I can do it, you can certainly do it. The first thing you're going to need to do is install some sort of simple trainer. Now, I'll leave a link to the one that I'm using in the description. It's a simple trainer found on the website nexusmods.com. So you're going to want to download that. Now, once you download that, you're going to want to put all the files that you find in the mod into your Red Dead Redemption 2 folder. That should be pretty simple to find. It's just exactly where you installed it. Now, there is a lst.ini file that will actually allow you to edit it in something like a notepad or text editor. And it tells you all the things that you can do with this trainer. Now, there's not a lot. Again, it's very early. I'm sure we will get more complex trainers as time goes on. But you can see there, F5 will teleport 3 meters in front of you. F7 and F8 will change you to 2 different models. And then F9, F10, and F11 will teleport you to 3 different locations. And you can edit all of those locations if you know the coordinates, and you can edit the models. So what you'll need to do is also in the description, find a list of the pedestrian models in-game. It has everything. It has animals, it has gang members, it has characters we don't get to play. Literally every single person you've seen in Red Dead Redemption 2, you can now play as, which is really cool. So again, I will leave that list in the description, and that will allow you to basically spawn as whoever you want. So let's jump into it today, and let's get it started. So we are going to begin. You guys can see that we are Arthur Morgan here. I think we're somewhere in Chapter 2. And by clicking F8, look what happens. I'm instantly transformed into a wolf. This is so awesome. And what's cool is you're not just like Arthur Morgan in wolf skin. Like, you actually have features of the animal that you spawn in as. Now, things got a little bit weird at first because I wanted to raise my health, and this is horrific. This is like something out of a freak show where the wolf like bends his arm towards his face. It looks really strange. So clearly there's still some interesting quirks to work out here in transforming into animals and, you know, other creatures like that. But regardless, we have just become a wolf, and you obviously run incredibly fast. Like, you'll see my stamina go up like 14 times during this, which is pretty funny. And again, you can do a lot of different things here. You can attack other people like a wolf normally would, I believe by hitting B or square, depending on what controller you're ultimately using. And again, you can do a couple of different things here. You can go in first person mode, which I wouldn't recommend. I started to get a little bit sick because the head was bobbing up and down. But yeah, that's just one example right there of what you can transform into. You could transform into a mean wolf, which is obviously really cool, and you can terrorize some town folk. Now, probably my favorite thing that we did in this video was actually transforming into an eagle. So this time, instead of selecting our Model 1, we are going to be selecting our Model 2. And it actually has us set as an eagle. And look what we can do. We can take flight. How awesome is this? Now, one thing I would recommend, at least in my experience, do not change the camera angle to first person while you're flying. It caused my game to crash. Again, I'm sure there's a lot of kinks and bugs to work out here. But how awesome is this? Again, the only mission in which you kind of get a bird's eye view of the Red Dead Redemption 2 map is that one in Chapter 6, where you actually go in the hot air balloon. Well, getting to play it like something like an eagle, now you can view Red Dead Redemption 2's world from above. And this is just incredible. I mean, the sight lines you get up here, the fact that you can see for miles, you can see the various towns. Now, I was flying when it was perfectly sunny. It would also be interesting to see how flying like this works when it's either super thundery or very cloudy. You know, will the eagle be able to go in between and in and out of clouds? And again, this is just one example here of a flying animal, but man, was this so cool. And it's not like you're stuck in the air. Again, you're like a normal animal that can choose to land if they want. They can, choose to dive and attack other things. So that's the second character we transformed into. However, I wanted to play around with some other characters that we typically don't have the ability to play as, obviously, because normally we're restricted to either John or Arthur. Well, I wanted to start with everyone's favorite pig farmer. That's right, Bray Aberdeen of the Aberdeen Pig Farm. So again, the same thing here. And what's great about at least this trainer for now is you actually don't have to close down your game if you want to actually enable different characters. The only thing you have to do is, minimize it, go into that file, edit it, and save it. And then the next change you make will be the changes you ended up making. So what's cool is you can make these changes on the fly, and you actually don't have to close down your game. So with Bray, this is the first time us being a human. I wanted to see what happens if I shot at other people, what would happen. Well, it turns out that didn't last really long because my health was super low, and I couldn't reload guns. So I don't know, again, this is probably just a bug, but when I pulled out the revolver, I actually couldn't reload it. So I'm going to assume that is like a glitch. And the second I spawned in, I had Arthur's hat on, but sideways. Again, things were a little bit wacky and wild here, but it's still cool. This is Bray Aberdeen. This is like what he would look like if you were to run into him on the pig farm. Now, obviously, he doesn't speak. He doesn't have any voice lines or anything like that. And again, there's definitely some glitches going on. The fact that he can't reload once he runs out of ammo, at least with the revolver. So there are some things here that need to be worked out. But he can carry other guns. Like I went back and got the repeater. He can ride the horse. So everything for the most part is pretty normal here. You're just playing as Bray Aberdeen, which is absolutely hysterical. However, I wasn't done yet. I wanted to transform to maybe a couple of gang members, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we terrorized the town of Valentine as young Jack Marston? How funny is this? I was telling you guys earlier about how the eagle has an interesting point of view on the world because you're flying from above. Well, playing as Jack Marston is also interesting because he's so short. So everyone feels like a giant, and the camera angle is literally 2 or 3 feet off the ground. And it is funny to see young Jack Marston, who's probably 5 years old at this point, carrying a shotgun that's almost as big as him, terrorizing the town and the streets of Valentine. So I just think that's hysterical. And we did end up going on a little bit of a rampage here in the town of Valentine. Now, I wasn't really thinking when I brought the shotgun because you can't reload for whatever reason. And so I actually had to make some rooftop escape. It didn't work all that well, but still, this is what our experience was playing as Jack Marston. It's really funny, especially when you beat up other people, to see this 5-year-old inflicting pain and damage on normal adults. So that's why I think this is absolutely hysterical. The fact that you can just change your character model pretty much into whatever character you want or whatever animal or object you want. And I wanted to go back to being a grizzly bear. Again, I was just trying around various different things here. And yes, the grizzly bear can maul and attack people. So this is something you totally have to try out for yourself if you do have Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. If you don't and you'd like me to do sort of a second part to this, let me know in the comments down below what characters or animals that we didn't see in this video that you would like me to check out. And I'm sure there's one that you can find because there's over 1,000 total characters and pedestrian models in the files. So there's bound to be someone that we didn't feature in this video or some animal that you would definitely like to see. So you can let me know in the comments down below. Now, after the grizzly bear, I thought, why not? Let's just see if we could transform into a horse. Yes, it turns out you can. If you'd like to transform into a horse, you can. Now, just like the wolf, I wouldn't recommend eating provisions. It looks horrifying. Just the way the arms and stuff, when the legs transform, it's really weird. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. But yes, you can actually be a horse if you want, and there's no one riding it, which does look pretty funny going through the middle of town, especially this, beautiful white Arabian like that. If you ever wanted to play as Dutch Vanderlyn, well, have no fear, you can do that as well. I spawned in Dutch, even though he was in his winter attire from Coulter. Still pretty cool that you can play as the other gang members, which I think is pretty cool. And I also wanted to get some interesting characters in here. Take a look at this. This is the outhouse girl. This is the Braithwaite secret right there. like the lady locked in the outhouse, Gertrude Braithwaite, and she just goes on like inflicting damage and pain to everyone. In fact, she even goes around like slapping people. So I feel like some characters have like special attributes that they can do. So either way, I found this to be absolutely hysterical. This was such a blast to try, and it was so easy to install. So if you are interested in modding your version of Red Dead Redemption 2 single player, this is something I recommend you try, at least in the early stages of PC, where you can play as literally any character, any model. And then we transformed into the Cave Devil, the Cave Hermit, and that was sort of our finale right there. So again, I will leave all the links to everything you need in the description so that you can do this for yourself. Again, it's very easy, it's very simple, and let me know in the comments down below what characters you would like to see us try in a future installment. But anyways, that is all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest Red Dead Redemption and GTA videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.